Thank you, Mr. President. I move that House Bill 829 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report House Bill 829.
House Bill 829, an act relating to medicinal cannabis.
Senator from Scott.
Yield to the senator from Bourbon.
Senator from Bourbon.
Thank you, Mr. President. There is a Senate committee sub on House Bill 829. I would ask the clerk to report Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 829.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 829.
Senator from Bourbon.
Move for adoption.
Matter for the body is adoption. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Senate Committee Substitute number 1 is adopted. Senator from Bourbon.
Speak on the bill.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. What you have before you today is House Bill 829 as amended by Senate Committee Substitute 1. This is a product of a lot of work over this session. And in essence, what 829 does is put in place and carry out Senate Bill 47 from last year, the medical marijuana bill. This is a long bill, a long sub, but I'll be very brief. I know we're short on time. This sets up the framework. There are no expanded conditions from last time, from SB 47. It moves licensing up a little bit to July, so an entity that wants to acquire a license can do so a little bit earlier than in the previous version. However, it does keep protections in place for cities and counties. Cities and counties have the opportunity to take a local vote. They can also pass ordinances that prohibit implementation. And if someone is licensed before that time, it's buyer beware. They will have to take that account as they apply for the license. A couple of other things in this committee sub from the House. There was a lot of pharmacy involved and pharmacist involvement. The Senate version has removed a lot of that. However, we have included a pharmacist on the Board of Advisors, so pharmacists are represented in the process. Another very important provision of this bill, as amended, is that school boards will now have the opportunity to prohibit medical marijuana on campus. Through the action of local school boards, they can determine if they want to allow that or not allow that. There's a lot here, but those are the high points. In essence, all 829 does is set up the Office of Medical Cannabis and carries out the provisions of SB 47 as was passed last year. If there are no questions, I would urge passage of House Bill 829 as amended by Senate Committee Substitute 1.
The matter for the body is passage of House Bill 829 as amended. Any member seeking recognition for the purpose of question or discussion? Senator from Jefferson 37.
Speak on the measure, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
First of all, thank you to the sponsor for his work on this. All of us have probably seen a lot of emails, calls, information requests, and this has been kind of a slow process where even as policymakers, a lot of times we're in the dark as how that is kind of moving forward. I do want to remind people who've sent out that this may not be everything that everybody wanted. This is a compromise bill to make sure it gets through. And then, in fact, making sure that SB 47 actually moves forward. And there are one particular that I got a bunch of questions on whether or not there was a little bit of some of the changes that relates to people who already have hemp license and those things may be of issue. I will believe that as we continue to move forward and perfect this, we'll be able to address concerns. But I'd urge you to vote in favor of it.
Any other member seeking recognition for the purpose of question or discussion on the bill? Senator from Anderson.
Would the sponsor yield to a question?
Senator from Bourbon, will you yield to a question?
I will yield.
Senator from Anderson, he will yield.
Thank you. I had hoped to get this asked earlier, and here we are, and it's last day, and there's a big bill going through. So I have been able to read through the whole bill, and I have one question. It's on page 17 and page 31. the words safe and effective are added to the language as far as making recommendations for the potential benefit of cannabis. And my question is, how does this affect the ability to make those recommendations, given that the FDA defines the word safe and effective, and we aren't really in control of those as an English language use?
Senator from Bourbon.
I could possibly yield to the senator from Jessamine. He may be well versed on this, and I'm not, but my understanding is that a doctor makes that determination, and they may not be hemmed in by the FDA definition of safe and effective. I believe that is correct.
Senator Anderson, do you have further need?
No further need, thank you.
The matter before the body is passage of House Bill 829 as amended. Seeing no other members seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell.
Senator from Davis, please cast your vote, then explain.
I'd like to vote no, and I'd like to explain my vote.
Please
I want to
proceed.
thank the senator from Bourbon. I think that the bill itself that is proposed is actually a good change, but since I'm principally opposed to medical marijuana and voted against the bill originally, I would just be consistent.
Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins.
Senator from Clark, please cast your vote, then explain, limited to 3 minutes.
I vote aye, Mr. President, and I want to explain my vote. I want to say that this bill just gives, well, one of the things that's important to me that this bill does is it gives local control to the cities and the counties that can opt out of this. Another thing I'd like to say is it does apply guardrails to an already existing bill, and most importantly to me, this does not allow for the smoking of marijuana. So that's not what this is. So with that, Mr. President, I vote aye.
Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Harper Angel. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Schickel. Senator Smith. Senator Southworth. Senator Stivers.
No.
Senator Storm. Senator Thayer. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Turner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Westerfield. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise. Senator Yates.
Senator Tishner's a no.
A no.
Any member seeking recognition to cast, change, or explain their vote? Seeing that there are 26 yeas, 12 nays, House Bill 829 as amended is passed.